Awaken Light Audio. Awaken your mind. Ignite your light.
5 ways to handle disrespect. Protect your energy without losing yourself. What if the most powerful way to deal with disrespect is by saying absolutely nothing? What if your greatest strength isn't your voice, but your silence, your standards, and your self-respect? And what if every time someone disrespects you, it's actually a test to prove you've outgrown the need to prove yourself? Disrespect hurts, but it doesn't have to define you. There's a moment, subtle, sharp, and silent, when someone crosses the line. They mock. They belittle. They dismiss. Sometimes with words, sometimes with a look, sometimes with silence that speaks louder than shouting. And suddenly, you're left with a sting that lingers, not just in your mind, but in your spirit. You question your worth. You wonder if you should have said more or stayed quieter. You replay the moment 1,000 times, wishing you'd handled it differently. We've all been there. That quiet war between standing your ground and not losing your peace. But what if we told you the real power doesn't come from reacting, but from rising? Your power is not in their words, it's in your response. Here's the truth. You teach people how to treat you, not by what you say, but by what you tolerate. You don't have to scream to be respected. You don't have to shrink to keep the peace. And you absolutely don't have to carry someone else's disrespect as your burden. You can protect your energy without losing yourself. You can walk away without guilt. You can stay silent without weakness. You can set boundaries without apology. And that's what this message is all about. This is how you rise without reacting. We're not here to teach you how to clap back. We're not here to feed the fire. We're here to hand you the tools to stay calm when others want chaos. Stay grounded when others try to shake you. Stay powerful without raising your voice, because you don't win by proving you're better than them. You win by showing you're no longer available for disrespect. Welcome to your inner fortress. In the next chapters, we'll explore 5 powerful ways to respond to disrespect without losing your dignity, your confidence, or your energy. These aren't tactics for revenge, they're blueprints for inner sovereignty. So if you're tired of shrinking to keep others comfortable, if you're done letting toxic energy rent space in your peace, if you're ready to command respect without saying a word, then stay right here. Let's build your boundary. Let's sharpen your calm. Let's teach the world how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Let's begin. Part 1. Master the silent stare. There's something unnerving about a person who doesn't flinch. Someone disrespects you, maybe publicly, maybe in private. They expect you to snap, to defend, to fold. But instead, you pause. You look them directly in the eye, and you say nothing. That silence, that calm, centered stare, it speaks louder than any comeback ever could. Disrespect thrives on reaction. Most people don't disrespect you because they misunderstand. They disrespect you to control the moment. They want to rattle you. To see you react, they want you to abandon your power so they can feel bigger. But when you don't give them that, when you hold your stillness, when you meet their noise with neutrality, when you say nothing and just look, you flip the script. Now they're the ones exposed. Now they're the ones scrambling. Now the energy is in your hands. Silence isn't passive, it's precision. Let's be clear, the silent stare isn't avoidance, it's not fear, it's self-command. It's the ability to sit in tension without begging to escape it. It's the inner knowing that your presence is enough. You don't need a one-liner, you are the message. The power is in the pause. When you pause, instead of pounce, something beautiful happens. You give the moment space to reveal itself. You keep your nervous system in check. You teach the other person that you can't be baited. And more importantly, you remind yourself that you don't need to match their chaos. To be effective, the silent stare is you saying, I saw that, I felt that, I will not shrink because of that. And you walk away, not because you're weak, but because you've already won. 3-second rule of stillness. Next time someone tries to rattle you, stop, breathe, lock eyes if safe, hold 3 seconds of silence. You'll feel the urge to react. Don't. Let the weight of your calm carry the message. Then walk away with your peace intact. Remember that. I don't match disrespect with noise. I meet it with stillness. My silence is not weakness. It's wisdom. I choose calm over chaos. I protect my energy without losing myself. Part 2. Set boundaries without explaining. Yourself, you don't owe everyone access, you don't owe them an explanation, and you certainly don't owe them a version of you that's drained, anxious, or self-abandoning just to keep them comfortable. Let's get this straight. A. Boundary is not an offense. It's a form of self-respect. And real boundaries don't require paragraphs. They require practice. People aren't used to boundaries. They're used to your silence. The first time you say, "No, I won't tolerate that," they might push back. They might guilt trip you. They might say, "You're changing." And you know what? They're right. You are changing. You're no longer explaining your worth. You're no longer auditioning for respect. You're no longer negotiating with disrespect. That's not selfish. That's sovereignty. Say less, mean more. A powerful boundary. Doesn't sound like, "I'm sorry, but I hope this doesn't upset you, but it's just that I've been feeling." No, it sounds like, "That doesn't work for me. Please don't speak to me like that. I'm unavailable for that energy. I'm not going to continue this conversation." Short, calm, clear, done. You don't owe an essay. Your peace doesn't need permission. Boundaries are not walls, they're filters. This isn't about cutting everyone off, it's about making room for respect, reciprocity, emotional maturity, peaceful presence. Boundaries don't keep people out, they keep yourself in alignment, in strength, in dignity. When you set boundaries without guilt, you're not being mean, you're being responsible for your life. Let your no be final without being cruel. You don't need to yell, you don't need to justify, you don't need to carry someone else's reaction. Their discomfort is not your emergency. Their disappointment is not your failure. You are not responsible for their emotions. You're responsible for your energy. Tell yourself, "I set boundaries not to hurt others, but to protect myself." No longer explain why I need peace. I choose clarity over people. Pleasing. My life deserves structure. My soul deserves protection. Part 3. Don't match their disrespect, rise above. Disrespect is bait. It's a trap dressed up as a challenge. It wants you loud, emotional, reactive. Because if you match their disrespect, they win. Why? Because now you're just like them. On their level, you're dancing in the chaos they created. But here's your power move. Rise, don't react. Transcend. It's not about who started it. It's about who stays. Elevated, let's be real, it's tempting to fire back. To throw a sharper word. To hit where it hurts, but for what? A temporary ego boost. A false sense of winning. A few seconds of satisfaction that cost you your peace. That's not strength. That's strategy gone sideways. Real power, real maturity. It's walking away knowing you could have destroyed them. And choosing not to. Your dignity is louder than their disrespect. You can't control how they act, but you can control what you mirror. And when you refuse to mirror their immaturity, you protect your energy. You preserve your integrity. You stay focused on the bigger picture. You're not here to win petty arguments. You're here to win your own life. Rise. Without a word, rising above doesn't mean being passive. It means being precise. It means choosing peace over performance, silence over spectacle, growth over gratification. And trust this, the more you evolve, the less you'll be invited into emotional combat. Not because people stopped being disrespectful, but because you stopped being reachable at that level. Let it be small, because you've outgrown it. Some things no longer deserve your energy. Not because you're better, but because you're clearer. When you're truly grounded, you don't match insults. You don't chase approval. You don't swing low just to teach a lesson. You just breathe and walk higher. I don't rise by winning arguments. I rise by exiting battles that are beneath me. I'm not here to prove I'm right. I'm here to prove I'm ready to protect my peace at all costs. Part 4. Stay calm. That's what they don't expect. They expect you to lose it, to explode, to cry, to break. Because that's how they win, when they pull you out of your peace and into their storm. But when you don't, when you breathe instead of bite, when you stay composed instead of combust, they're left standing in the chaos. Alone.com is not natural. It's trained. Staying calm doesn't mean you don't feel anything. It means you've learned not to be ruled by everything. It means you've practiced pausing. You've rehearsed restraint. You've stopped letting emotional hijacks run your life. Calm isn't the absence of emotion. It's the presence of control. And most people never see it coming. Calm isn't weak. It's weaponized strength. When disrespect shows up, you have two choices. React on impulse and feed the fire. Stay grounded and own the room with your presence. The calmest person always controls the room, not because they dominate others, but because they've mastered themselves. You don't need to fight for attention. You already are the center. When you stay still while everything around you trembles, respond like a future version of you. Every time someone tries to get under your skin, ask yourself, what would my highest self do right now? Is this worth my peace? Will this matter tomorrow? Usually, the answer is no, because the future you doesn't operate from triggers. They operate from truth. You are the calm in the chaos. Let the world rage. Let the disrespect swirl. Let others flinch, fold, explode. Not you. You sit, you breathe, respond if needed, and you walk away still whole, because your calm isn't silence. It's strategy. It's the sign you've already won without swinging once. My calm is louder than their chaos. I don't lose myself proving a point. I keep my peace, not because I can't fight, but because I've outgrown battles that cost me too much. Part 5. Protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Your energy is your essence, your clarity, your presence. It's what makes you you. And yet, we hand it out so freely. We let people drain us with passive aggression. We let environments pollute us with chaos. We let conversations linger that should have ended long ago. Why? Because we were never taught to protect our energy like it's sacred. But it is. Not everyone deserves a front row seat to your peace. You don't have to be accessible to everyone. You don't have to pick up every call. You don't have to explain why you're unavailable. Let's make something clear. Protecting your peace is not selfish. It's spiritual hygiene. If someone constantly leaves you drained, second-guessing yourself, or doubting your worth, that's not love. That's erosion. Words help. But your energy teaches people more than your voice ever will. Your body tenses when something feels off. Listen, your heart sinks around certain people. Honor that. Your soul feels restless in certain rooms. Walk away. Not everything requires confrontation. Sometimes it just requires distance. You don't have to fix or prove, just protect. You are not here to rescue people from their behavior. You are not here to overextend so others feel secure. You are not here to bleed emotionally for every connection. You are here to honor your nervous system, to protect your joy, to defend your softness like it's treasure, because it is. You don't have to lose yourself to keep the peace. You can be the peace, reclaim your time, space, and spirit. It's okay to say, this conversation doesn't feel safe. I'm taking space to protect my clarity. This version of me doesn't engage like I used to. Let them call you distant. Let them say you've changed. Let them wonder why your energy isn't available like before. It's not bitterness, it's clarity. And clarity keeps your power intact. Remember that. My energy is sacred. I don't give it away recklessly. I choose peace without guilt. I walk away without apology, and in doing so, I protect the version of me I've worked so hard to become. Final message: protect your energy without losing yourself. You don't have to raise your voice to be respected. You don't have to be cruel to be clear. You don't have to shrink just to avoid tension. And you definitely don't have to lose yourself to stay liked. When you respond with silence, with strength, with self-respect, you're teaching the world how to treat you. Every time you choose not to match their chaos, every time you walk away from what doesn't feel right, every time you honor your energy like it matters, you become more powerful than they ever expected. You protect your peace without sacrificing your soul. That's not weakness, that's mastery.
Thank you for spending this moment with Awaken Light Audio. If something today touched your heart or opened your mind, don't keep it to yourself. Share your thoughts in the comments. What spoke to you most? Tell us about your journey, your questions. Send it their way, because light grows when it's shared. Until next time, stay present, stay awakened, and keep becoming who you're meant to be.